Hey everybody, GReimer here, coming at you once again from the Lost Isle Zoo here on the ZAWA Together server. I know, it's been a little while, it's been a few weeks actually, but it hasn't really been a few weeks if you've been paying attention to the channel. It's only been 2, because last week I did a Subnautica live stream thing, so it was kind of like a special event thing. But the week before that I was live, and the week before that I was live, alright? So we've been actually building on this every single week, except for one weekend. There's one weekend I'm missing there. But we're back. But what did we do in that amount of time? Well, look at yeah, look at this. Remember how that was all stone? Well, not over there. That actual part was finished before. But remember how all this right here was stone? Let's actually do a little fly around, see if you can't see what I'm talking about here. We put in a lot, and I mean a lot, of foliage over those live streams. Look at all of this here. Now, I didn't finish the trees over here, so there's still more to do, but look at all the trees put in. There's tons of palm trees. Cinnamon, I'm sure, really enjoyed it. He loves when I build palm trees. But all of this stuff, look at all the foliage. Look at all the look at Vin Diesel. Did you see? Did you see all the stuff? Like, there's so much, there's so much done in those couple of weeks that we've been away, because I've been working on terraforming and landscaping and doing all of the greenery and stuff, and boy oh boy is it coming together. This place almost looks like a completely different, like, zoo. Now this is looking pretty familiar. I did get some grass put down, but I didn't put the trees in yet. Still working on that, so there's still plenty to do. I even started building up. Oh god, that just scared me. That was an anteater, and I just like fudged my Huggies because it scared me so bad. Anyway, so we did get some stuff done. Like, look at, I even started building up on the side of the volcano. So we got like some greenery and foliage over there. I need to go through and put like tall grass in there. I just realized I totally forgot to do that. Foolish me. Anyway, so, but there's a lot of other stuff that got done. Tons of palm trees, tons of greenery. You even put in another vine stretching across here. Cool stuff like this. I really think it adds a nice little detail to this place. Everything about this I love. I love it. It's looking great. Look, here's another little vine, a couple vines going across too, by the orangutan exhibit. Yeah. Yeah, so look at that. It's great. I love it. Everything about this is turning out fantastic. All right, so there's still, the upside down giraffes are still there, so don't worry about it. But yeah, even the bridge going over the boiling lake lava is still here, you know? It's all good. It just got redone so that it looks pretty now. There's tons and tons of greenery and foliage. But that was not what we actually did last, is it? Like last time we all met in a video like this, I was working. There's still so much to do. It's just stupid. There's gonna be more live streams. Stay tuned to the channel for that. But last time we were here, my God, look at all the stuff we have to do still. Last time we were here, we were in the caviary. All right. Now back here, we actually had made the bald eagle exhibit, and I have one. I have a bald eagle. This is the last thing that we worked on. It's crazy to think how long ago that was. Holy cow. I do like how this exhibit turned out. I like the big tree in the middle and stuff like that. This is for, especially the tire swing, this is for one bald eagle. I have one bald eagle, and I got to put it in here. And you guys, this was, like I said, 3 weeks ago. So if you're watching this in like a supercut form later, it's like instantly, and you have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you're watching this as it's coming out, it's been about 3 weeks. And 3 weeks ago, you guys put down some names for this bald eagle, and I picked one. I picked one out. So let's go name this thing. As usual, I would like to thank every single person who submitted a name for these animals. When I ask you guys for names, you guys deliver big time. But I'd like to give a extra big shout out to Love to Craft out there this time for naming the bald eagle Jackie. Now, the reason why I picked Jackie, there's a couple of reasons. One, because it's one of the 2 eagles that you can go watch on Friends of Big Bear Valley, the YouTube channel. They have a live feed about these 2 bald eagles named Shadow and Jackie, and they're raising these fledglings, so you can watch them 24/7. It's crazy. I think it's still up. I'm not sure. I haven't actually seen them in a little while, but I used to actually watch a lot of their stuff. It's actually kind of cool. And yeah, one of them's name's Jackie, so we figured I'd name it that one specifically because, if you guys recall, we have a place in here on the server called Uncle Dave's Wildlife Refuge. And the wildlife, put that in there so I can get rid of all those blocks. And Uncle Dave's Wildlife Refuge, a little story time with GReimer here for a second. Uncle Dave's Wildlife Refuge is named after my Uncle Dave, who passed away last year or so. Vietnam veteran. He died of dementia, actually. It was kind of rough at the end. But he had a lot of really bad bouts. It wasn't a very good thing. Really rough, actually, not gonna lie. But before the dementia set in, he was one of the most fantastic people I'd ever met. He married a woman named Jackie, who helped him in their side business that they did, where they actually took in injured wildlife birds and nursed them back to health. Or just injured wild birds, actually. So sometimes there'd be owls or falcons or chickadees or whatever at their place whenever I'd go visit them. And yes, occasionally they would have bald eagles, because bald eagles sometimes would also get hurt. And so, yeah, they would have bald eagles over at their place. So in honor of my Aunt Jackie, I figured, why not name this one Jackie as well? I always thought that was kind of interesting that one of the birds was named Jackie, one of the eagles was named Jackie. So we're going to name the eagle here in the Lost Isles after my Aunt Jackie. And big shout out to Lovecraft for suggesting the name. My Aunt Jackie truly is an amazing woman. She was there for my Uncle Dave through the entire thing. Just a powerhouse. It's insane how much stuff she'd put up, you know, obviously dementia. Anyone who has ever experienced that knows that that's not what you'd call a really pleasant experience. Actually, you know what? I might want to leave this open because I'm going to need to have a way to get out of here. Not exactly what you call a pleasant experience. So, my Aunt Jackie is an absolute amazing woman. Big shout out to my Aunt Jackie. I don't really know if she watches any of my content, but if she does, big shout out to her. But anyway, so we're going to name this one Jackie. Got to throw it in here. Now, my Aunt Jackie might be a crazy, amazing person, but that does not mean that this eagle is going to really appreciate being stuffed in a net, what, like a year and a half ago, I think is when I put that eagle in there. So, yeah. Oh, it is a female, too, so look at that. Kind of makes sense. So, yeah, this Jackie might not be too happy with me. So we're going to name, and then we're going to go over here, and then we're going to grab my balls, and I'm going to throw them through that opening right there. All right, and that's how I'm going to get out of here. So let's do that. Name. Jackie! No. Like I said, this Jackie might not be too happy to see me. Ow! Oh no! I ended up in the flamingo exhibit. No. You don't hurt the flamingos. I actually phased through the glass and hit. Oh, that guy died on my. I gotta go check on Jackie. She might have actually been injured on my. That was a disaster. That was an absolute disaster. Everything about that was horrible. Make sure the flamingos don't get out. Everything that just happened there was horrible. I just phased through the glass into the flamingo exhibit, got shot. All right, so let's see if we can't get back into the actual caviary and seal up this thing. Kennedy, I'm just left the game there in the game. Okay, Jackie's still in there. Okay, that's not where the glass goes at all. Let's see if I can't seal this up correctly. Okay, Jackie's still in there and alive. I was a little worried because she started attacking me and I have thorns on these things. It's actually what killed the skeleton when it attacked me there. I think one of the flamingos might have got shot too, so they might be injured. That was crazy, people. That went horribly wrong. So I was right. Jackie did attack me, and then I did get Jackie named. Yep, I don't have it. I do have I have this thing from the flamingo exhibit. Hold on, I gotta put this back in there. I also gotta put the floor back in right here because that's a little awkward. You know what? Maybe I will pop that back out and just go in through this way, just like so, and then I'll just kind of slap that back down to there. There's a tarantula on here. Why is things going so wrong so fast? Ow. Okay, I'm free. All right, well, that was rough. Enjoy your stay here, Jackie. She's like, I'm going to get you next time. Enjoy your stay here at the Lost Isles. Wow, that one was rough. That was brutal. I hope the flamingos are okay. I'm pretty sure one just took an arrow for me. All right, here, this tarantula can just go be food for the kakapos. I don't even know if they eat bugs, but hopefully they'll eat that one. All right, so what are we going to do today? What are we going to do after that? What are we going to do today? Well, I seem to recall a couple weeks back, actually, several weeks back, I went and tamed a black cat. I think it was on stream I talked about how I couldn't name him, or I couldn't bring him back because I forgot that there's capture cages and everything like that. And I ended up going and actually naming him. I didn't ever actually get him back from the nether. I think he's still way out there. However, when I went to go name him, or tame him, actually, I mean, it was like, what, 20,000 blocks away or something like that. I used the nether to get there. But while I was on my way back, I found tamarins, okay? Little tiny monkey thingies, all right? And I want to build an exhibit for them. I have 2 of them, I believe. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not lying to you guys. I actually have these, right? I'm not like smoking rocks. Yes, tamarin. I have 2 female tamarins. Okay. Good, because I didn't want to be the guy to be like, listen, you guys, I was just joking about that. It wasn't really something that happened. No, I actually do have 2 female tamarins, all right? So that means that we can build an exhibit. Now, I don't know anything about tamarins. I don't know anything about them. In fact, I didn't even realize what I was looking at when I captured them. So, I got to do some research, that's for sure. But before we do any research whatsoever, we got to find a spot for these guys, all right? Or these gals, rather. I'm thinking it doesn't have to be too big of an exhibit because these things look tiny. All right, so I'm gonna have to add this in. I was not planning on having a tamarin exhibit anywhere, so I'm going to have to find a spot. Well, I mean, we kind of already finished all that stuff over there, so don't land in the skunk exhibit. I don't want to be in there. That would be stinky. All right, This is the tree frog exhibit. I kind of like these little small exhibits that are like popping up along the path. And we have a big path right here, actually. This is by the, what are these things? The capybaras? There's capybaras here somewhere. I swear they're in there. I hear one moving. See that? Oh, there's one right there. He's like, hi, you mentioned me? Yeah, there's a capybara. Okay, this is the capybara exhibit. I think it would be kind of cool. We could probably put it right here. Yeah. I hear things. I'm terrified that it's tarantulas now, but yeah, we could probably put it right here. I think that would be pretty good. All right. Well, I need to carve this out a little bit. Maybe preserve a little bit of the shape of the volcano right here at the base, and maybe carve this in just a little bit. And we're gonna put a Tamarin exhibit right here. But that's gonna start off first. We gotta first carve this thing out with an epic time lapse. All right, it's done. All right, got this place dug out. It doesn't have to be a very big exhibit. Like I said, these are really small little monkey things, okay? So we're going to do a little cave like this, just a little offshoot off the main stretch right here going around the, what is this, the northern side of the volcano? I think this is going to look really good. Now, I did do a little research. I didn't put any grass in here because I had no idea whether they were living in the desert or in the forest or wherever, so I wanted to save that for later. But I have since done a little bit of research, and I found out that these guys live in the tropical rainforest, okay? So we're definitely going to be putting some grass in here. Oh, my inventory is horrible. But let me just quick throw the grass in quick, because that's definitely going to be a staple block in this exhibit. Okay, the grass is in, but I'm realizing I have a little bit of a hiccup with this sweet little cave I built right here, and that is how am I going to put the glass on it? Okay, like, what am I, diagonal it? I mean, I could, but it might look a little weird. Instead, well, see, an easy fix to this would be to actually put it right here and then push this cave back farther, which would be a really smart thing to do, and I should do that, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to extend the top part outward more. That way I don't have to redo the back part of the cave at all. So it just juts out a little bit more here. I think that looks okay. That looks pretty natural, actually. All right, so I still have to get like the bricks in here where I'm going to put the glass. That is definitely something I should probably tackle like now rather than later, because otherwise I'm going to build the exhibit too far out and it's not going to look right. So let me get the bricks out here, the stone bricks, and I got to squeeze these in here. Oh, look at that. The sun is also setting. Creepers be creeping. I'm going to have to also take a power nap here in a little bit. So let me get these stone bricks put in. This will outline where the glass is going to go. Okay, there we go. Got the bricks put in. I kind of moved the grass back a little bit so that I could fit this in here all nice and pretty like. So there we go. All right, now tamarins. All right, we're talking tropical rainforest. This, I kind of want to make sure this is heavy amount of foliage put in here. I think this would make a lot of sense. But let's start off with the ground, all right? Let's start off by doing some work on the ground, painting that palette, making sure this, or painting that canvas, making sure this looks all nice and pretty. Maybe even some mud blocks. If it's a rainforest, there's going to be some water probably in the bottom of it. It's gonna be it's definitely a high moisture area. All right, so podzol's probably a good idea as well. I'm gonna be sprinkling in some of this green concrete powder just to give it a little bit more of a greener look, and of course coarse dirt, probably got lightly actually added in here. Let's start off by adding the green concrete powder, and we're just gonna kind of dot this around here all over the place. Something like that. Doesn't have to be real fancy. All right, so then let's switch to the podzol. I'm thinking will be a good one to switch to. And again, it's about the same amount of blocks in here. I'm going to dot this in all over the place so we can get a little brown color to the ground here. Okay, there we go. I like that. Now let's switch it up and put some, actually hold on, I'll hold off on the mud blocks here. Let's switch up and put some coarse dirt lightly in here actually. I don't really want to put a whole lot of this in here, so just we're going to just dot this in occasionally. I like it. All right, now let's talk water for a second here. Let's grab a couple of buckets here, and we'll fill them up too while we're in my backpack here, because I can do that. And we're gonna put, I guess, maybe 2 buckets in here someplace. Now, I do have to worry about the tamarins falling in there and like drowning, so I'm gonna fix that in just a second. But let's put one in like right here, okay? Right there. In fact, while we're in here, let's grab the mud blocks themselves, and we'll dig this black sand out from underneath it. Put that, actually, no, this will probably be a great place to hide lighting. Hold on. Let's break that real quick. Grab that. This will be a great place to hide lighting. Let me grab some glowstone, actually. I'm thinking this will look really good. See, since people aren't going to be able to see back, or this far back here, you know, like they're not going to see that. It's just going to be glowing back there, all right? So we're going to drop that in just like that. Now, for the sake of not turning this to concrete, I'm going to rip that up real quick. And we're going to put mud around this thing, all right? If I can stop jumping. If my elytra would just stop activating randomly on its own. We're going to put mud around this thing, all right? And it doesn't have to be right up against it. We can put it like right there, too. We're going to sprinkle some mud emanating from around this thing here. As well as put down, put that, was it podzol? I think I ripped up podzol. We'll put that back right there, okay? Put a little bit of mud in here, and then maybe we'll put another one like right here. So it doesn't have to be like I said, right up against it. Just some mud in the area is what we're going for, okay? And plus with the grass remaining there, that gives us options for planting things next to it. And let's put another one, let's say, right here, okay? Actually, can you see, let's see if you stand here. No, you won't be able to see the block underneath here, like right here. I just want to make sure that you wouldn't be able to because we're going to put some more lighting in here. This is how we're hiding lighting inside of the exhibit. All right, sprinkle that right there. Take some water and put that in there. Grab the block out of there. Sweet. All right, so there, we got some water put in to this exhibit now. So tropical rainforest, I'm thinking there's probably going to be some water in it. Now, how am I going to keep things from dying in there? That's a future GReimer issue. Don't you worry about that. All right, screw that guy. I think that's about it. There's going to be so much foliage on the ground here that I'm not too sure I'm even going to put path blocks in here, but I might. We'll say that for another future GReimer issue. Screw that guy again. All right, so now that we got this in place, let's actually grab some jungle wood, which I have saved up since I was using it a lot in the last couple live streams. I was making all those palm trees. Yeah, I was using it a lot. Now, I like the idea of like building up and then having it go into like the wall a little bit, like something like that, you know, and maybe having it jut out on this side, something kind of like this, and maybe take that out there. And I need to get up there. Hold on, get up there. There we go. And so that some of it is 3D sticking out, some of it isn't. I'm going to do that in a couple places here on the walls. Okay, there we go. So I did it on the walls, and I also kind of brought it out a little bit, including putting this thing right smack dab in the middle here of this exhibit. This will represent like the jungle trees that the tamarins can be found in. I'm thinking will make for a nice touch. Now, I usually don't like the flatness of the ground that I have here, and I might actually change, you know, as I was about to give you some really in-depth explanation as to why it was okay this time, and then I just talked myself out of it. All right, so we're gonna raise this up a little bit back here. Let's remove those real quick, fill that in, and we're gonna raise this up just a little bit back here, just to give it a little depth change, even if it's just slightly like that. All right, that already looks better. I was sitting there about to give you some really good, not really good faith explanation as to why this was going to be okay, but in reality it just wasn't. In fact, it still is pretty rough, so let's lower this down just a little bit, even just this little bit right here, right in front, like this. Put the grass back in there. Even that looks better. All right, just a little dip. Now this looks a little weird. Not gonna lie, that looks a little weird. Let's do that. That probably looks a lot better. Actually, you know what? While we're lowering things down, let's lower this down too, just a bit too. Something like this. Yeah. All right. So that, like I said, already looks way better. In fact, wait, one more. Let's just do one more. Okay. Let's just pop that out right there. No problem. So yeah. Okay. Exhibit already looks 10 times better. Like I said, I was about to give you some explanation, but as I was about to explain it, I was like, it just doesn't look good. All right, so now that we have a little bit of elevation change in here, a little bit of terrain change a little bit, it looks a lot better, and I think we're done with the ground for the most part. All right, so I got to put these blocks away because my inventory is an absolute disaster. Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to switch it up and get the foliage, all right? So I got these oak leaves and jungle leaves here. Let's grab a little bit more jungle leaves. I'm thinking having a pretty strong canopy on this is going to be a good idea because after all, this is supposed to be tropical rainforest and they do have a lot of leaves, you know, a lot of leaves up above them. So let me fill this in with a nice big strong canopy and then we'll move on from there. Okay, there we go. Got the canopy put in. Looks pretty good. Now, let's grab the remaining jungle leaves that I have here, as well as these oak leaves. We'll start filling in a little bit more on the bottom here. Now, making this look wildly overgrown is the idea. So I've got to put in some bushes. Again, I'm going to sprinkle in some oak leaves in there, too. I don't want to make it so overgrown that you just can't see the tamarins, because that's obviously going to completely defeat the purpose. I do have to remove the torches, though, because I need to see what the lighting looks like in here without any additional illumination. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, considering I put, like, the glowstone down there. I could probably hide a piece of glowstone in the ceiling, too, in a couple places. You know, just kind of brighten it up just a wee bit. Like right here, for example. I could probably squeeze one in right here, because that's fairly well hidden, I'm thinking. Can you really see that much over there? You kind of can, but it's not that bad. It's not horrible. All right, as well as maybe one back here somewhere, too. Let's see if we can't squeeze one in somewhere up here. Let's put one, like, right there, okay? Right there, and then we'll put that back, and then we'll fill that in with leaves, and voila, hidden illumination right there. All right, so let's keep adding some of the bushes in here so that it looks really overgrown. Okay, yeah, that's looking pretty overgrown so far. I mean, there's definitely a lot of leaves in here. I do like it. It definitely does look kind of like it's almost like cluttered because there's so much foliage going on here. Let's see if we can't lower this down, maybe make a vine kind of come. No, that doesn't look, I don't like it. Oh, changing my mind. That doesn't look very good right there. Let's add a little bit more clutter coming down here from the ceiling. Ooh, I keep falling in the water. I should have fixed that beforehand, but you know, I said that was a future GReimer issue, and we're gonna screw that guy. So let's forget about that. I'll just try to keep falling in the water in the meantime. All right, so yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I mean, yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Definitely looks like a tropical rain, or a rainforest at least. It's covered in. I keep hearing the capybara walking around there, and it freaks me out every single time. I think it looks pretty good. Now, we could add a couple little details on the actual trees themselves. Let's take some acacia slabs. I only have 4 of them here. We're going to just kind of... Oop, that's not where I want to go. I fell in a hole, and it dropped down too far down low. I did not want to do that either. Man, I'm all sorts of messed up today. Ah, there we go. Got it. All right, I want to... place that right there. Just a couple little extra detailed things like this around. Not even on every single spot. Just in a couple places like so. I made one right there too. I think that's perfect. There we go. Add a nice little custom touch to that tree right there, or the trees a little bit. Now, I think we have branches, so we still have a couple of branches. Yeah, let's take these ZAWA branches, and we'll see if we can't yeet them into places as well, just to make it look, again, a little bit more custom. Maybe one right here. Yep. Just something a little added detail like this, I think, goes a long way. Let's put one right back here. It's not going to be really noticeable, but we're going to throw it in there anyway. And maybe one up front here like that. Good. All right. So it looks like there's some branches supporting the leaves up there a little bit. Okay, so we're already looking pretty good on this exhibit. Like, this is coming along pretty nicely. Now, how do I fix the water? Okay, we're moving on to vegetation. How do I fix the water? Well, we do that with lily pads. All right, we do that with little lily pads. I think will work really nice. I believe, yep, you can walk right over these things. There we go. That way we don't have to worry about the tamarins falling in there, and they can have water in their exhibit. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? All right, so let's start off when we're talking about foliage we're putting in here. We're putting Johnson grass in, at least one of them somewhere. Why? Because it goes with every single exhibit. All right, we're going to put that right there. All right, now as far as tropical... not tropical, but yeah, tropical rainforest. Let's add some fan palms in here as well. Definitely bring out the greenery a little bit. I didn't mean to place that there. I would say I'm going to leave it, but it's really right in the way. So, and I don't really want to make this look too symmetrical, so we're going to throw another one back there too. Asymmetry is your friend after all, so let's embrace it a little bit. Sprouts, I have so many of these things, it's ridiculous. Hold on, I got more of them somewhere. Or is that truly, am I truly running out? No, I still have a stack right here. Let's put a couple of sprouts in here as well too, because these go, well, these will be going in everything that I build from here on out for a while until I use them up. At least a couple of them here or there. Okay, good. That used up another spot. I cleared up another spot in here. I suppose dead grass, or I could use desert grass instead, but I suppose that would actually probably make sense in here occasionally, because if you're at the lower canopy of like the rainforest, you might be experiencing a little less vegetation, so you might have some dead plants that didn't quite make it. In fact, to that regard, why don't we take like a dead bush, just a single one? We'll throw that in here too somewhere, like somewhere down here, like right there. Okay, so a little bit overgrown, so obviously it didn't get enough sunlight and it died. So, all right, what else can we put in here now to make this look like a rainforest? This is already looking really good, like just on its own. So there's not much else I want to do to this. Let's grab a toadstool also, because I think that would look really good down here near the base of the tree. And then I guess some type of flower would probably look really good in here too, because I don't really know if I want to add anything else into this. I mean, this looks good. This looks good the way it is. I mean, yeah, that looks totally good. Let's move on to flowers. Let's move on to flowers. I know it's not a very big exhibit, so that's why another reason why. Where's the trillium? Yes, the trilliums. I'm going to want to add one or two of these things in here too, because I think these things look amazing for like a rainforest-looking thing. I think this looks amazing for that. So just a couple of them tucked away back there, I think it would look really nice. Are there any other flowers I'd like to add in here? Purple sage, maybe? I'm not too sure what flowers actually exist in tropical rainforests, but I'm thinking like bright colored things. Usually they're poisonous, but I'm thinking like bright colored things. Maybe a couple of these Incan lilies also. Usually means that they're really, really, really poisonous. So yeah, let's drop that back there too. I don't know if anyone's ever going to see that. There is also, like, hold on, let's go back to the plants for 1 second. I did talk about how we have options by putting things next to the water. Sugarcane, good old-fashioned sugarcane might actually look pretty good in here, like good vanilla sugarcane. And we can put it like right there and have it grow up. I think, can we plant it on mud? We can't plant it on mud. So yeah, we can have it grow up just like that. It's as tall as it can go right there, which is as far as it is right now. What else can we throw in next to the water? Maybe some reeds, like a dead reed. Or reeds, I think, look kind of like a dead, what are they called? Cattail. I think those look pretty good. What do you think? Tropical rainforest, kinda? It definitely looks like there's a lot of foliage added in this, so I think that's kind of along the right path. Now, no exhibit is complete without a couple of pebbles dotting the ground, and I don't need a whole lot because there's not a lot of them, not a lot of open space in this exhibit, so we're going to sprinkle in a couple of them here or there, and maybe one somewhere over here. Pink right there. All right, there we go. We got some pebbles on the ground. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. Now I just need to add the glass. Okay, glass has been added. What do you guys think? Does this look like a decent little Tamarin exhibit? I know it's like kind of weird how it's just like along the path you just look over and there it is, but I had to squeeze it in here somewhere. I kind of like it, but I mean, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Now, we have a couple of Tamarins to name, though. I believe I have 2. So if you guys could get your thinking caps on, and give me your best Tamarin names. Oh yeah, I did not actually finish the rigging on the boat yet, on the ship. Working on it. It's a work in progress. All right, I'll get to it in one of these weeks. But yeah, I think I have 2 Tamarins. So if you guys could go down in the comment section and give me your best Tamarin names. Now these things do look like little tiny monkeys. They're like squirrel size. I think they're in here. Tamarin, yeah, I have 2 of them right there. Okay, I have mouse deer. Oh, I have mouse deer. I should probably build them in exhibit too. I have a lot of stuff I should probably build in exhibit 4 still. Anyway, I got 2 Tamarins though, so if you guys could go down in the comment section, give me your best Tamarin name, I would very much appreciate it. And thank you guys. I'm gonna wrap things up here. So thank you guys so much for donating your eyeballs and ear holes to this episode of ZAWA. I will be back next week in one way, shape, or form, whether it be a live stream or another episode. So I will see you guys next week. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you later. Have yourself a good weekend. Bye bye.